Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Ivan, and in today's video we'll be having a look at the most anticipated Casio G-Shock, which in my opinion is the DW-H5600. As you can see, I have all four references here, and let me tell you straight away that these are amazing. Definitely one of the best G-Shock squares ever released. Before we start, I want to give a huge shout out to relojeriaesparza.com for providing these watches for a review. If you're looking to buy a Casio, a Seiko or a Citizen watch, definitely check them out, especially if you're based in Europe. You can find their contact information in the description below. 2 years ago, I reviewed the GBD200, which was and still is an excellent G-Shock for the money. But many, including myself, felt that it would have been much better if it had solar charging. Well guys, I'm happy to report that these new models are solar powered, but not only that, they've also borrowed quite a few features from the DW-H5600. The main difference is that with these, you don't get a built-in GPS, so if you're going to use it for running or cycling, these are probably not the best choice for you. The second difference is that there are only 4 training modes, so 3 less than the GBD-H5600. These are running, walking, gym workouts and interval timer. And that's quite limited, yes, but for people like me who mainly go to the gym, these are more than enough. To be honest guys, the main reason I would buy this watch is that I just love the classic square design and the display, which is super legible. The basic smart and fitness tracking features are just a nice addition, which as long as it gives me a general idea of things like my heart rate and calories burned without having to charge it every couple of days, then I'm happy. If you look at it from this perspective, it really is a great watch. And as I said, it looks great since it maintains the Casio most iconic design. Having said that, here it is next to my only square in the collection right now, the GW-B5600. The dimensions are basically the same. The case diameter is a bit wider, although it doesn't really give that impression. It's 44.5 millimeters. However, it looks pretty good on the wrist, as you'll see in a moment. The thickness is where we can see a bit more of a difference due to the heart rate sensor. So on the wrist, the H5600 will sit slightly higher, but don't worry, that doesn't affect the wearability as much as you think. Here it is on my 17 centimeters or 6.7 inch wrist, and it looks fantastic in my opinion. It's also very comfortable and it weighs only 60 grams. And you know, all of these have a lot of wrist presence, they look very sporty, and I can see myself pairing them with any kind of attire. The thing that really catches my attention on the GBD200, GBD-H2000, and on the DW-H5600 we are looking at today is without a doubt the memory in pixel display. The legibility and the viewing angles are just excellent. You know, I've always liked negative displays, and I've never had any issues with them, but I have to admit the MIP displays are simply in a league of their own. They even look better than, I don't want to say all, but most of the positive displays out there. For comparison, here is my Rangeman, and as you can see, its display looks terrible next to the MIP. Well, to be fair, the Rangeman's display is one of the worst I've seen, which is a real shame as I love this watch. Anyway, all I'm saying is that the MIP display is great, it makes navigating through the menus much easier, and to me at least, it is the biggest selling point here. Next, I would like us to have a word about the Bluetooth connectivity. As you probably know, you can download the Casio Watches app on your smartphone and use it to mess up with all of the settings in a way that's more user-friendly. I've never been a big fan of the Casio apps, but it looks like they've polished this one a bit, so in theory, you shouldn't experience any issues. Plus, once you've set up everything, you will not have to go back to it very often, so I can't really complain about it. Personally speaking, I almost never use the Bluetooth features on any of my G-Shocks because when it comes to receiving phone calls or checking messages, you simply get a brief notification and you still need to take out your phone. However, that's just me, and once again, I buy G-Shocks for their design and durability rather than anything else. Speaking of durability, the H5600 build quality is pretty much exactly the same as any other resin G-Shock, so it's really good. And of course, it's also 200 meters water resistant. The resin band is also very nice, it's very flexible, and you can expect it to last a long time. One thing that I absolutely love is the backplate. It's made of metal and it looks similar to the one on the DW-H5600. And here is a closer look at the blue and black models that come with a metal bezel. I gotta say, these metal bezels change the look of this model quite a bit, and they cost only €20 more than the full resin ones. If I were to pick myself a favorite, I would probably go with the blue one. It just looks gorgeous to me, and the way the bezel plays with the lights is just awesome. A close second would be this one, and believe it or not, I can't define the color. I would say it's gray/green/blue chalk sort of color. Anyway, it's really nice and I really recommend you check it out in person. It kind of reminds me of the Zelos Hammerhead 3 Titanium that I reviewed last week. A great watch by the way, and if you want to watch that video, all you need to do is click on the pop-up banner above. So guys, the bottom line is the H5600 models are awesome in my opinion. As a G-Shock fan, I think Casio have done a great job with them. In this video, you have seen all of the references except for one, which is the DW-H5600EX-1. It's a special edition and it's more expensive by about €100, but it comes with an extra bezel and band. I can't speak of it as I haven't seen it in person yet, but I'm sure it won't disappoint you. Now, I don't want to make it more difficult for you, but guys, let me just say that the GBD200 is still a relevant choice, especially if all you need is a great looking G-Shock and you don't care about solar charging and a heart rate sensor. Those now go for €120, which is extremely tempting. Then the GBD-H2000 is only €100 more expensive than the H5600, but it adds GPS functionality and a few more training modes. It's also bigger for those who prefer it, and just like the GBD200, it comes in colorways which are different from the ones of the H5600. So perhaps these are the things you need to consider before you make a decision. Up until recently, I was very interested in the GBD-H2000, but now that the H5600 is here, I think I would rather go for it instead, and not because it's cheaper, but simply because I love its iconic square design much more. This is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. And as always, I would love to know your opinion, so make sure you drop me a comment in the comment section down below. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing as I typically upload a new video every week. Once again, thank you for stopping by. Take care guys, I'll see you in the next one.